Chapter 10. Blueprint for Implementation. Governance, Education, Technology, Economy. 1. From Vision to Operating Manual. Every revolution that lasts begins with paperwork. The Magna Carta had parchment. Medicare had legislation. The Internet had protocols. The learning nation will have a blueprint for implementation, a set of policies, partnerships, and platforms that make enlightenment executable. This chapter lays out that architecture in practical terms: who runs it, how it's funded, how success is measured, and how the benefits ripple through the economy. 2. The 4 pillars. The blueprint rests on 4 interlocking pillars. Pillar: Purpose. Governance. Establishes accountability, participation, and ethical oversight. Education. Defines content pipelines, credentials, and pedagogy. Technology. Builds the infrastructure for scale, privacy, and personalization. Economy. Ensures sustainable funding and measures return on investment. 3. Of Pillar 1, Governance, the architecture of accountability. A. The Federal Secretariat. A new agency, the National Learning Commons Authority, NLCA, operates under the joint oversight of the Ministries of Innovation, Education, and Indigenous Services. Its tasks: maintain the Learn Canada platform, distribute funding to provinces and content partners, publish annual learning reports. B. The Provincial Consortium. Each province establishes a learning council, linking universities, colleges, and Indigenous educational authorities. Councils adapt national curricula to local needs while maintaining federal standards. C. The Public Senate of Learners. An elected body of 50 citizens representing regions, age groups, and communities advises on platform design and content priorities. This keeps policy grounded in lived experience. D. The Ethics and Data Board. Modeled after privacy commissioners, it audits AI transparency, data use, accessibility, and bias. Every algorithm and dataset used in Learn Canada must be publicly documented. This governance model ensures the system belongs to the people it serves. 4. Pillar 2, Education, Content, Credentials, and Continuity. A. National Curriculum Framework. A federal open license library, Creative Commons BYNC, containing modular courses across 5 domains: foundational, vocational, cultural, civic, and innovation. B. Stackable credentials. Each completed module grants digital badges that accumulate into microdegrees recognized across Canada. A national body, the Canadian Open Credentialing Council, validates equivalency. C. Teacher empowerment. Educators receive royalties and recognition for content creation. Public grants fund curriculum co-designed with Indigenous and marginalized communities. D. Integration with K-12 and post-secondary. The platform supplements, not replaces, traditional schooling. High school students can begin career modules, universities can issue credits for platform learning. E. Lifelong learning guarantee. Every adult Canadian is entitled to free access, and 200 learning credits annually, renewable every year. 5. Pillar 3, Technology, building the digital spine. A. Infrastructure. Hosted on Canadian sovereign cloud servers for data security. Redundant regional data centers to ensure uptime and disaster resilience. Integration with national digital ID systems, like My Service Canada. B. Platform design. Built open source, based on frameworks like Moodle, Drupal, or custom Canadian code. Accessible on mobile, tablet, and desktop with downloadable offline packs for remote regions. C. AI and personalization. Ethically governed algorithms suggest learning paths, track progress, and offer adaptive feedback, always explainable and user-controlled. D. Interoperability. Open APIs allow provincial education systems, private companies, and international partners to connect securely. E. Accessibility and multilingual interface. Support for English, French, and the most widely spoken indigenous languages, with auto-translation features for immigrant communities. 6. Pillar 4, Economy, Funding, Incentives, and Measurement. A. Funding structure. Base budget, $3 billion annually, 0.1% of GDP. Source, 10% of innovation subsidies redirected. Matching funds, optional provincial co-investment. Corporate knowledge offsets, firms benefiting from public R&D contribute course content or funding. B. Incentives for participation. Tax deductions for course completion. Federal microgrants for mentoring or community teaching. Employers receive payroll credits for employee learning time. C. Fiscal oversight. The Auditor General reviews annual spending and performance outcomes. All reports are public. D. Measuring return on learning, ROL. Metrics include literacy and digital skill improvements, OECD scale. GDP and productivity growth. Employment mobility rates. Social trust indices. Carbon reduction education impacts. The ROL becomes as vital a national indicator as GDP. 7. Implementation timeline. Phase. Years. Key milestones. Phase 1, Foundation.
2026 to 2028.
Platform prototype, pilot provinces, teacher content grants. Phase 2, Expansion.
2028 to 2030.
National rollout, full mobile access, 10 million users. Phase 3, Integration.
2030 to 2035.
Global course sharing, AI-driven translation, data-driven policy updates. Phase 4, Consolidation.
2035 plus.
Continuous improvement, international partnerships, annual learning festivals. By 2035, every Canadian household will have at least one active learner. By 2040, Learn Canada becomes a permanent national institution, like healthcare, but for the mind. 8. Synergy with existing systems. Learn Canada doesn't start from zero, it merges and enhances what exists. Athabasca University's digital learning experience. Colleges and Institutes Canada's microcredential framework. CMEX Education Data Networks. Indigenous-led education councils. It's federation, not duplication. 9. Integration with the private sector. Businesses thrive when the workforce evolves. Private partnerships include co-developed industry courses, e.g., green energy, cybersecurity. Internship pipelines through the platform's credentialing system. Recognition badges embedded in LinkedIn or professional profiles. Corporate contribution becomes civic branding. The more you teach, the more you're trusted. 10. Indigenous leadership. The platform embeds Indigenous data sovereignty principles, OCAP, ownership, control, access, possession. Indigenous communities control their own curricula, languages, and content distribution while accessing national infrastructure. This fulfills reconciliation through agency, not assimilation. 11. Environmental integration. Every learning stream includes environmental literacy. Learners track their personal carbon footprints, earn green credits, and participate in national sustainability challenges. Education becomes an instrument of climate action. The platform's servers themselves run on renewable energy, setting a precedent for ethical tech infrastructure. 12. The role of culture and arts. Art and storytelling are essential connectors. Musicians, filmmakers, and writers are invited to create learning experiences that explore history, science, or empathy. The Canada Council for the Arts can allocate grants to creative educational collaborations, knowledge delivered through beauty. 13. International collaboration. Learn Canada can connect with global initiatives, UNESCO's Open Educational Resources Network, the Commonwealth of Learning, headquartered in Vancouver, and the OECD's lifelong learning programs. This transforms Canada's domestic policy into foreign policy through knowledge, soft power by sharing education. 14. Crisis response capability. During crises, pandemics, wildfires, recessions, the platform acts as national resilience infrastructure. Emergency upskilling. Real-time public information channels. Mental health learning modules. Education becomes both prevention and response. 15. Closing argument. Blueprints are promises drawn in ink. This one promises a country where access to learning is as basic as access to water. Governance supplies the trust, education the content, technology the reach, and economy the fuel. Together, they form the operating system of a learning nation. Future historians may one day say that this was the moment Canada stopped managing the future and started teaching it. End of Chapter 10. Blueprint for Implementation, Governance, Education, Technology, Economy. Chapter 11. The Payoff, Prosperity, Cohesion, and the New Social Contract. 1. The test in the numbers. 2 years after Learn Canada's launch, the federal analysts ran their first audit. The results stunned even the optimists. National productivity up 3.4%. Unemployment at a historic low. Wage growth fastest in rural and Indigenous communities. Volunteerism, voter turnout, and small business formation all rising in tandem. For the first time in a generation, economic indicators and social indicators pointed in the same direction. The conclusion was impossible to miss: when a country educates everyone, everyone wins. 2. The economic payoff, compounding curiosity. Economists call education a multiplier. Each dollar invested generates several more across sectors. But the Learn Canada model showed something deeper: compounding curiosity. Productivity